35 years old. I have zero debt. Not, I'm out of debt except for I have a mortgage. No, I have a house, I own everything, and I save a lot of money, and I'm 35. And I started in Primerica, just like you have the same exact, in fact, you have a better opportunity than I had 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah.
It's better now than it was then. Okay? Cost of raising a child, $235,000 per kid. I gotta make more money. I got 3 of them so far, right?
Brittany's got 6.
Woo! All right, we gotta
That's
get
why she's
busy.
working with us.
We gotta get busy. Okay, so let's get into this a little bit, okay? Look, there's 4 different ways. Now, I just maybe depressed all of you. I don't know, maybe you're all depressed, right? But here's the deal. If you had a way out of that and you had a way to make $160,000 a year, or $260,000 a year, or $360,000 a year, I mean, would you go for it, or would you go, I'll think about it. Sound good. I'll pray about it. You really gonna pray about that? Not that you shouldn't. Not that you shouldn't. But sometimes I wonder what Heavenly Father thinks we're praying about something like, I gave you a brain. I'm sure you did. I shouldn't talk like that, I'm sorry. But sometimes I wonder just a little bit, right? You know, so. Okay, so 4 ways to earn income. 4 legal ways, a lot of ways. 4 legal ways to earn income in here. Okay? You can be an employee, you can be self-employed, you can be a business owner, or you can be an investor. Now, we're in a free country. We get to choose how we make income. Okay? Now, most of us are raised with the concept of make sure you work hard in school so you can get good grades, so you can go to college and go through college and get good grades in college, and so eventually you can graduate college and get a good job. Yes or no?
Yes.
And so we are aspiring, most of us, and me included, when I was growing up, I was aspiring to get a job. I was aspiring to be average, but basically, okay? Now, I'm not saying average people are bad people, because I was growing up in I mean, that's not a bad thing, okay? But average people aren't bad. I don't like the idea of average, though, because I think we're human beings, and I think we're supposed to be a lot more than just average. That's all. Okay? I do not think people that are average are bad people. I do not think poor people are bad people. Please do not misunderstand what I'm trying to say here. But we end up having a job. Your income is based on the position of the person. The problem with that is no matter how good you are at your job, it'll only pay you whatever that position pays. So you could take someone like Warren Buffett or Bill Gates, or Steve Jobs is dead now. Steve Jobs, you could put them in a McDonald's or Arby's over here, running the Arby's, and it would pay whatever that management position pays at the Arby's, right? But those men are worth a lot more than that, aren't they? Because they built businesses, and they hired and trained hundreds and thousands of other people in their pyramid corporations to, right? That's what they did. You understand that? Okay? They built a business, okay? But employees, your income is based on the position of the person. Make sense? Who's in control here? You or the boss?
Boss.
The boss controls everything. Where you live, what kind of schools you go to, what kind of cars you drive, vacations, all that stuff. Another way to earn income is to be self-employed. Self-employed will own a job. Dentists, doctors, lawyers, hairstylists, real estate, and salespeople. There are some advantages here, because if you're good at what you do, you can make a lot of money. But if you stop working, guess what happens to your income?
Stops
It
coming.
stops. If you get hurt or something, or you get sick and you can't work, no more income. Okay? Now, another way to earn income is to be a business owner. A business owner owns a system, and as a business owner, you have other people working for you, and you don't have to be there to make money. Okay? So again, the owner of this Arby's franchise, if you went to the Arby's, do you think the owner's there right now?
No.
Probably not. But who's making most of the money? The owner. The owner hires and trains other people to run the business so they can be out expanding their business. They leverage themselves, and they have more freedom, and they also have a lot more security, because they're in control. Some of you guys go, because I thought the same way, I want a steady, secure job. There's no such thing. There's not. It's a fallacy. Because they can lay you up. You're not in control. Hey, if you're making $50,000 a year right now, how motivated are they to start paying you $60,000 a year if you're already doing your job for $50,000? And if someone else is willing to come and do your job, and they work twice as hard as you, and they're willing to do it for $40,000 a year, and they're paying you $50,000, how much longer are they going to keep you around? You see? Does that scare you a little bit? That scared the heck out of me when I learned it. I didn't understand all this stuff until I started coming here, and then Primerica screwed me up. Right, in a good way. I know. I mean, I would be the most useless job. I just don't know what, right? I mean, I understand all this stuff. Till now I go, ah, man, you know? All right, so a lot of you, I'm probably just giving you way too much right now. I'm probably just going, I'm so overwhelmed, like out here right now, you guys know me. Maybe ease into it just a little bit more, right? Am I going a little bit too hard? I mean, I totally do. Investors know way to earn income, that means your money works for you. You don't have to be there. So the right side don't have to be there all the time, right? If you could choose any one of those 4 ways to earn income, what 2 ways would be the best 2 ways to earn income? Everybody always says the right side. If the right side is better, why are most people on the left side?
No education for it.
Yeah, usually they don't know how to get from here to here, yes or no?
Right.
So if we had a training system where you can start this on a part-time basis, which we recommend, you keep doing whatever you're doing right now. You come learn our business on a part-time basis. You get your training, you get your licensing done. And in the next, let's say, 12 to 24 to 36 months, we can help you become what's called a regional vice president. Own your own brokerage agency, okay? And you can start earning $80,000, $100,000, $150,000 plus a year without having to be here all the time. And you were in charge of that and control that versus someone else. How many of you are very interested in doing that? Okay, that's what we're presenting to you tonight. Now, also helping people do what we do, by the way, okay? Which, by the way, if Primerica doesn't grow a lot faster, America is really in trouble. We have got a major job to do. We're the only financial company, the only one, that has a business model that can actually penetrate the masses and get to the masses to actually help them. We're the only one. There's not another. So if any other financial company or financial person you know in your life talks bad about our company, all they're doing is screwing America over. Because their company ain't doing it. Prudential, Merrill Lynch, Smith Barney, none of those guys. Edward Jones, they're not doing it. Because what they're not doing is they're not bringing in Edward Jones.
Edward Jones.
You were over there interviewing with him? Okay, and by the way, I'm not saying any of those companies are bad companies. No, really though. I'm not saying that they do bad things. Some of them do, but you know, some of them do some good things. But what they don't do is they don't bring in people like you and I that are good, like in masses like this, and say, listen, we've got an opportunity. We need to recruit some good, sharp people. We need to train an army of people, get you trained, equip you, and we need to go out and help a bunch of people. They usually have 1 or 2 or 3 agents in their office. They help a few people at a time, and that's about it. Like my organization last month helped 165 people last month. And I'm only one guy. You know, I didn't help any of them myself personally, but I've got a business. Now, had I come into Primerica and done it self-employed, which you can do, by the way, I'd only be helping one person at a time. That's 165 families that are getting on track financially that would have never had help otherwise. That's a big deal. We had a guy, and we pay death claims all the time, by the way. People die, right? We had one in St. George. The guy was putting Christmas lights up. I don't know if you heard about this up here, but he put Christmas lights up just 2 weekends ago. We sat down with him about 8 years ago, and he fell off the roof. Him and his daughter, and he fell off the roof and he died. He's like early 40s. And we're paying a claim, and it's a big claim, and it's his family's going to be set financially, which is good, okay? That's devastating, right? It is lost dad, it's lost, you know, their husband, right? So, but and right during the holiday. But money will never be an issue. That's a good feeling, okay? So what we do is good. Now, I didn't help that person. There was somebody that I recruited that recruited somebody that wouldn't help that person. You guys are all big on recruiting and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. It's the only way we get to people like that. Okay? Prudential didn't get to that guy. Northwest Mutual didn't get to him. We did. They would have never had life. They didn't have any life insurance before we sat down. You see? Okay. So I'm going to show you a part-time position and a full-time position. So if